Like a bowl.
Oh, all right. The last two slides, all right? Now, the relationship dynamics this is important, right? In terms of relationship, a lot of people don't know about how to. It's not about how to make them to like you, but about the dynamics, the things you do in their relationships. Like, so we're gonna talk about this. So, selective honesty, all right? To bring a man's guard down, right? Intentionally, you want to lose arguments from time to time, right? Create a reputation of an honest person. Because if he knows you're a bitch, if he knows you're stubborn, the argument is going to be a lot more, they're going to be a lot stronger. They're going to be more intense because he knows that you are resistant. He knows that you are biased. He knows that you're not open-minded. So when a guy believes that you're not an open-minded person, that you're very stubborn, then that means you're awakening his own stubbornness. And so there's going to be more arguments. They're always going to try to get something just to win more points. You know? So you want to be someone who is selectively honest because at times you want to create those arguments wherein you say, you know what, you're right. You know what, I think LeBron's better than Jordan. Right? So that the next time there's an argument, he knows that you're not biased because the last time you actually gave in without having any ego. But when you're always trying to win every argument, first of all, that's a reflection of your self-esteem, right? And also, you're also going to make them defensive. So that's one thing. When you're in a relationship, in the beginning, act as though you intentionally lose arguments that you know you don't mind losing. Like points that you don't mind losing in. There's no ego involved. So that when it's time to actually to win an argument, he can actually listen to you because you're actually open. Does that make sense? It's kind of sneaky. It's not that bad. I do that too. I do that. Like, I'll be like, look, I like LeBron. I love LeBron. Blah, blah, blah. And then 10 seconds later, but look, I hate LeBron in this area. So people listen to me more when I say that, right? Do not keep silence because of fear of confrontation, but for strategic purposes, right? A lot of times, a lot of people are silent in relationships because they are afraid of conflict. You don't want to do that because that sets a precedent where you don't really express yourself and you hold things in. You want to be silent only for strategic purposes. You know, when you know something that he did, but you just let him keep going. You just stay quiet. You know, he's texting someone, but you let the evidence rack up. You don't just talk initially. You use silence not as a fear to avoid a conflict, but as a way to strategize. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Do not appear hypervigilant. Like, don't let them know that you're always looking at the text message. Don't let them know that you know everything that's going on. Don't let them know that you know everything, that you know every little bit about what's going on in the house, because what's going to happen? If he fucks up one day, he knows you're hypervigilant. You know what happens? He's going to hide shit even better. But when he thinks you're a little naive, when he thinks that you don't know that much, whenever he fucks up, he's going to leave some evidence. You know, and that saves you a lot of trouble, because then you're not going to be deceived for years because he was just hiding stuff. But when a guy knows that you're not going to catch him, you know what's going to happen? He's going to leave his phone outside. He's going to let the text message come in. He's going to fuck up somehow because he thinks you're easy. You see, that's the way to get power. You let the person think you're weak, but in reality you're strong. You don't show all of your cards, you just show some of them. So that when the moment comes and you need to and you need to find out something that he did, it's a lot easier. It doesn't take that much research. You don't have to get your girlfriends to do the research for you. Another one is drop defensiveness. Another one in the relationships. Notice anytime you get defensive, anytime there's a point and you feel defensive, you need to how can I say this? And you need to defend your position. Notice any points of defensiveness. If you want him to change, start small. For example, my mom, she always tells me to, she wants me to do the dishes perfectly, which is clean the dishes, but also clean the counter and the water. I don't like that. Like, I clean the dishes, girl. Like, if you want to do that, you do the rest, right? But she wants that. So what she should do then is, every time I clean the dishes, she's like, oh, good, thank you for doing that. And don't notice me not cleaning the side, because then it's gonna make me say, nah, fuck that shit, not gonna do it. So start small. Let that habit, because I don't like cleaning dishes. So you're telling me to do more of a habit that I'm not used to doing. So let me get used to that. Keep reinforcing it. Selective silence. Don't say nothing. Selective silence. Be quiet. And then once you know that I'm in that habit and not being reinforced, then go into it. Then change one more aspect. It's just one thing at a time. A lot of women want to change the guy instantly. That's not how it works. You got to do it subtly and strategically and smart.
That's what I do in school too.
Yeah.
You thank them for, oh, thank you for being quiet. Oh, thank you for, and the kid's like wants to do it. They want to be good.
Especially if you reinforce them socially.
And then the other kids are like, wait, he's quiet. And, oh, okay, I have to be quiet too. And then everyone's quiet.
Yeah, definitely, man. The last 2 points. Don't appear to be a saint. Don't appear too perfect. When you appear too perfect, what's gonna happen then is, first of all, you lose space to fuck up, because when you fuck up, then we're like, I thought you were perfect, huh? You told me to clean the dishes and you left it. What's going on here? You know? Like you're really screwing yourself over when you give the impression that you're too much of a perfect person. Why is it that you guys think that I act the way I act? Why is it that you guys think I curse a little bit once in a while? Why is it that, because I don't want people to, why is it that I teach spirituality, but sometimes I show that I get angry sometimes? Because I don't want people to tell me, oh, I thought you were spiritual. Why are you getting mad at us? Ah, fuck you, bitch. I get mad too. Like, a lot of people who teach spirituality, they try to show too perfect. Pastors, like, I used to be a Christian, right?
Yeah.
The worst thing about being a pastor is the fact that the expectations to be a pastor is way too high. Is you can't be human. So if you mess up, you can't really do what God really says, which is humble yourself. But they can't humble themselves because they're always being judged by other people. There's very rare pastors who intentionally show that they're not saints. Intentionally. Because then that allows room for you not to be imperfect, but to be an actual human being. You know, because we human beings, we're not perfect. So if you're just always trying to project perfection, that happens a lot with parents and their children. They try to show, oh, don't do this, and they did it. And look, they have good intentions, but they don't know that they should be a little bit more strategic. It's okay to fuck up. It's okay to let the kid criticize you. Let the kid tell you what you did wrong. And strategically be wrong so that he can feel what it is to be humble. And then that's going to allow you to actually do the same thing to him, because you can reciprocate. That happens in relationships. It's okay to be criticized. Put yourself in a position where he criticizes you if it's not a toxic relationship. Put yourself in those positions so that you also have that ability to say that to him. He doesn't get resistant. Make sense? The last thing, make a happy relationship your goal. A lot of people want a relationship, but they don't really think about the dynamics of the relationship. They only want a relationship, but they don't think about who's chasing who. How is it? How healthy is it? Like, how much are you guys seeing each other? Who's capitulating to who? How happy are you? They only see the presidential photo of a relationship. They don't see what's inside the White House. You know, the Oval Office. There's bad shit that's going on. But like, you want to, because listen, in my vision of talking to girls, right? And I'll go back to this because it's very important. A lot of guys envision themselves getting girls, right? A lot of guys envision getting girls' numbers. And you know what happens when they do that? They'll get the girl's number, but they'll never text them back. They'll get the girl's number. Yeah, that happens. They'll get the girl's number, but they're always the one chasing the woman. Why? Because they see themselves getting the number and chasing them. Well, you know what I started doing differently? I started imagining myself, girls asking for my number, chasing me. And you know what happened? As soon as I started doing that, my behavior changed. And girls actually started asking for my number. Why is that? It's because I changed my focus. I began focusing on because the vision that you have of getting girls, getting a girl's number as opposed to girls talking to you, the behavior that you see of yourself is going to be different. You're going to be less aggressive and you're going to be more passive and girls are going to be coming to you. You may be in a completely different place. You may look differently. You may be doing something else differently. But that's all because you have a specific focus in relationships. A lot of women just want a relationship. A lot of women just want a kid. But they never envision the details of it, the dynamics. So make having a happy relationship where you're not dependent on him financially, emotionally, spiritually, and make that your goal. And you may have less relationships, but even when you're not in a relationship, you're going to be happy. And when you do find a relationship, you're going to be able to be happy and say no to the bad ones. And that's pretty much the goal. It's not about getting the guy, but about being happy. Because if you, like I said yesterday, if you're not happy and you learn all of this, you're going to end up in the same place, which is wanting more. Happiness is not about looking for happiness, but about finding peace within yourself and being okay with not being happy and being present in the moment. But at the end of the day, this is it for today. It's Alex from mindfultraction.org. If you guys want one-on-one coaches, go to mindfultraction.org/coaching. I'm joking, guys. It's a joke. Oh. That's the way I end my videos, man. That's the way I end my videos. Yeah. But that's it, man. I mean, it was